Good afternoon and welcome to my YouTube channel. Is it afternoon where you are? It is where I am. If it's not, leave a comment and let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Press those buttons down there and turn on notifications so you get a notification to your relevant device when I post something new. Locking tuners. From the title of this video, you probably noticed that this one is probably got something to do with locking tuners. If you've watched any of my recent videos, you might have seen this little beauty pop up. This is a PRS S2 Standard 22. To be honest, life with this is pretty good and I'm doing pretty well. But there is one thing that's been bugging me about it, and that's the tuners. I don't like the ones on this. These are PRS locking tuners. They're these little top locking ones where they have a little screw. Can you see that? They have a little screw at the top of the peg and you screw that down to lock the string in place. I don't like that for two reasons. One, you never seem to quite get them tight enough just by tightening them with your fingers, fingering them. You feel like you have to then use a screwdriver, and they're slot headed, so it does encourage you to do so. I've got the string locked down and maybe just over tightened a little bit, and as I've gone to tune the string and I'm stretching the string out, it snapped strings. And I also feel like if you look at the posts as well, I don't know how well you can actually see the posts there, but the posts are like made of brass, and I actually don't think they're very well finished. So I went on a hunt to figure out, sorry, I was eating peanuts, very nice, dry roasted. Yeah, so I went on a hunt to find out what were the best available locking tuners for this thing. I wanted ones that had the screw underneath the tuning peg rather than being on top. And I looked at all the usual sort of suspects, the Scharlers, the Spertzels, the Grovers, all that. I ended up going for these. These are the Hipshot open gear tuning pegs. Now let's have a little look, shall we? When you open these, oh, you get a little thing that says tuning stability starts here. So anyway, in the box we've got a little bag of bits. These are some washers and some of the little bolts that go in the top that lock it down, and some set screws as well, some screws, and we'll talk about those in a second, because what also comes with these kits, and this is an interesting thing about the Hipshots, and one of the reasons why I kind of went for these was it comes with these. These are what they call their universal mounting plates. Now, these are designed so you can fit these tuners to any headstock guitar without having to drill holes. Now let's have a little look at the tuner itself, right? Here it is. There's the little wheel at the bottom that you use to lock the tuning peg down. Can you see it going in? Yeah, there you go. See, it comes up and locks the string in. So here's another thing to factor in, right? I went for these particular ones. These are the open ones. Now there's ones that have like a closed casing around there, so you can't see this open gear, but there's a major difference between those two, the open gear and the non-open gear, and that is the tuning ratio. Because they want to maintain the same sort of profile, the same size on the headstock, what happens if you go for the closed ones is you get a smaller gear inside. What that means, slightly less accuracy of tuning. The higher the gearing ratio on a tuning peg, the more accurately you can tune. Alright, so here's something else to consider as well, this mounting plate thing. How this works is you get two plates per side, okay? And you can see how they're kind of lipped and they have holes. Obviously these are going to line up with the holes in your guitar, and you kind of slot the two together, and by doing that, you've got quite a lot of sort of flexibility in terms of how the three tuning pegs are positioned. Well, I was chatting with the guys from Hipshot, and I was asking them a little bit about it, and when I told them I was doing this on a PRS, they said to me, oh, well, do you want our PRS specific mounting plates, universal mounting plates? And I was like, okay, but I'm in the UK. Can I buy them over here? And they were like, actually, yeah, it might be a bit expensive shipping them over, but you'll be fine with these. And I'm going to find that out in a minute. But it turns out the PRS specific universal mounting plates aren't actually on release yet. They sent me a picture, and I'll share that with you now from the magic of the interwebs. There's 4 on the left, 4 on the right. The 4 on the right are these standard ones you can see with the sort of ends that look like that. And then the new PRS specific ones are the ones in the picture on the left hand side, those 4 on the left. There's not a big difference between them really, but the end is a bit pointier. I'm going to fit mine initially with this just to see how it goes, how it gets on, but I do suspect at some point, because this is staying with me, I'm not bothered about holes being drilled in it. If I'm going to drill holes in my guitar, I will drill holes in my guitar. So I might just put them in properly with the screws and do away with the universal mounting plate at some point. Anyway, why don't we get on with installing these? Right, so first things first, strings off. See, this is the bit I don't like, having to fuck about with the screwdriver. Why should I have to do that, really? Never have to do that on normal tuning pegs. So, don't appreciate having to do that on locking tuning pegs. And these things are weird as well, they can fall out on you if you unscrew them. And if you're in the middle of a gig on a dark stage trying to swap a string out quick, yeah, locking tuners make your life easier, but if you lose one of those screws on a stage, good luck. Alright, so we need a little socket to start getting these off. What size are we on? Right, nice opportunity while that's off just to give the headstock a clean. I'm just having a quick look at the instructions here because I don't think there's really a right and a wrong way to do this. Place the small plates down first and the large plates down second, so it's telling us to do that. And then that. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to finger tighten this thing just so nothing falls out. Okay. See, covering my serial number a little bit. Don't like that. Let's just flip that over. Let's get the rest of these on and let's see how we do. Right, so there we go. They're all on. That was a rather painless affair. Alright, so we're at the crucial moment where we can actually start threading strings into these things, and I just wanted to pause because I just wanted to talk about a couple of things. Just getting these lined up. What I like to do is have the post holes lined up with the sort of the line of the string. So when easy enough. And there we are, in tune. This is where I had problems with the PRS tuners in the past. Now, when I put a new set of strings on a guitar, and I always stretch them out. So I begin stretching it simply by getting my hands, 3 fingers underneath here, and I go to the bottom of the neck there, and I just put my thumb on the body, and I just start pulling, like that. And I do a few stretches like that, and then I fret it at the first fret, and I do a few stretches like that as well, like that. And I'll do that once, and you'll see straight away that's dropped down to C almost. So we tune that back up. There you go, we're back to E, and then I do that again. A few stretches with it open, a few stretches fretted at the first fret, and this time we've only dropped half a step. The stretching part of setting up a guitar with new strings was where I used to run into a problem with the PRS tuners. It's an extreme rarity that I ever snap a string by accident. So yeah, when I realised there was more than usual snapping, and it was unusual ones as well, like D's and G's, you know, rather than high E's. Which if you're going to snap a string doing what I'm doing here, that's usually the one that goes. I've got a feeling that these are going to put an end to that problem. So I'm just going to have a little play with this. I'm going to check the action, and then we'll talk a little bit about the tuning itself. Right, so we're all done. And do you know what? I'm quite pleased with this result, because first off, I like the look of these better. So yes, a nicer looking guitar. Do I mind the big extra metal plates on the back? Not really. Made installation really simple, really easy. And I'll be honest, it does kind of look cool too, doesn't it? Like extra shiny stuff, extra bling. And yeah, these are nicer to look at, certainly from a player's angle, when you're looking at them that down there. So yeah. In terms of setup on the guitar, they've made absolutely zero difference anywhere else. I kind of like that, the slightly lower profile. The pegs don't stick up as much. It just gives the whole thing a bit more of a meaner, cleaner, leaner look. I like the open gearing as well. I think that looks cool, super cool. But here's the thing. The best things that I've found with these so far is, yes, having these fingerable nuts on the back made the whole thing tool free in terms of getting a new set of strings on there. But the immediately obvious thing was the accuracy of the tuning. Makes no difference whatsoever to the sound. I'm playing through my Victory. Yeah, I'm using a Peterson strobe tuner down here, and you know what it's like with strobe tuners. Spins one way if it's flat, spins the other if it's sharp, and the idea is to get that moving strobe thing to move as little as possible. And with these, that was actually really easy, much easier than before. Is it an upgrade kit? Yeah, definitely. I've not been paid for this video, by the way. My opinions are my own. I bought these things with my own pennies, with my own money. So am I pleased with this? Yeah, very much. So anyway, time will tell as what they like to live with. I may or may not report back later on. I'll do it how the doctors in England do it. If you don't hear from us, everything's fine. So there you go. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Search out my band YouTube channel as well, the Dogshark Blues Band. Some cool shit happening there at the moment. Got loads of shows coming up. And yeah, it'd be great to see some people there. So yeah, check out the info section in my this YouTube channel to find links to my band YouTube channel. Or just look us up, the Dogshark Blues Band. Yes, you can also go to our website, dogshark.co.uk. Yes, you can buy merch, t-shirts and all sorts. So there you go. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you again. Bye.